Works by writer Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Gabriel Garcia Marquez was a Colombian novelist, short story writer, screenwriter, and journalist, known for his contributions to the literary style known as magical realism. Throughout his career, Garcia Marquez wrote numerous works that explored themes such as love, loss, memory, and the complexities of the human experience. One of Garcia Marquez's most famous works is 100 Years of Solitude, which tells the story of the Buendia family over the course of several generations. The novel explores themes of family, memory, and the cyclical nature of history, as well as the impact of politics and societal norms on individual and collective identity. Garcia Marquez's writing is also notable for its exploration of the relationship between reality and fantasy. In Love in the Time of Cholera, Garcia Marquez depicts the complex and often tumultuous nature of love, highlighting the ways in which societal norms and expectations can impact individual agency and self-determination. The novel also emphasizes the power of imagination and fantasy in shaping personal and cultural identity. In addition to his writing, Garcia Marquez was also a respected journalist and political commentator. He was known for his commitment to social justice and environmental protection, and used his platform to advocate for marginalized communities and promote empathy and understanding in the face of political and social challenges. Despite facing significant challenges and opposition throughout his career, Garcia Marquez's impact on literature and cultural discourse has been profound. His writing has inspired countless individuals and movements, and has helped to shift the discourse surrounding issues such as family, memory, and the complexities of the human experience. Garcia Marquez's advocacy work serves as a powerful example of the importance of using one's platform to effect positive change in the world. Looking to the future, it is clear that Garcia Marquez's impact on literature and cultural discourse will continue to be felt for generations to come. His writing will continue to inspire and challenge readers, and his advocacy work will continue to make a positive impact on the world. Garcia Marquez is a true intellectual and cultural icon, whose contributions to the arts, education, and social justice have shaped our understanding of the world and our place in it. Another significant aspect of Gabriel Garcia Marquez's writing is his exploration of the impact of politics and societal norms on individual and collective identity. In The Autumn of the Patriarch, Garcia Marquez depicts the corrupt and oppressive nature of dictatorship, highlighting the ways in which political power can be used to suppress individual agency and self-determination. The novel emphasizes the importance of empathy and understanding in promoting human connection and healing, and highlights the power of resistance and solidarity in the face of oppressive political regimes. Garcia Marquez's writing also explores the impact of memory and nostalgia on personal and cultural identity. In Memories of My Melancholy Horse, Garcia Marquez depicts the struggles of an aging man who reflects on his life and relationships, highlighting the ways in which memory and nostalgia can shape personal and cultural identity. The novel emphasizes the importance of confronting difficult truths in order to heal and grow, and highlights the power of personal agency in shaping individual and collective identity. In addition to his writing, Garcia Marquez was also a respected cultural commentator and public intellectual. He spoke extensively on issues such as political oppression, environmental protection, and social justice, and used his platform to promote empathy and understanding in the face of social and cultural challenges. Despite facing significant challenges and opposition throughout his career, Garcia Marquez's impact on literature, cultural discourse, and social justice has been profound. His writing has inspired countless individuals and movements, and has helped to shift the discourse surrounding issues such as politics, memory, and the complexities of the human experience. Garcia Marquez's advocacy work serves as a powerful example of the importance of using one's platform to effect positive change in the world. Looking to the future, it is clear that Garcia Marquez's impact on literature, cultural discourse, and social justice will continue to be felt for generations to come. His writing will continue to inspire and challenge readers, and his advocacy work will continue to make a positive impact on the world. Garcia Marquez is a true intellectual and cultural icon, whose contributions to the arts, education, and social justice have shaped our understanding of the world and our place in it. Another significant aspect of Gabriel Garcia Marquez's writing is his exploration of the impact of colonialism and post-colonialism on personal and cultural identity. In The General in His Labyrinth, Garcia Marquez depicts the final days of Simón Bolívar, the liberator of several Latin American countries from Spanish colonial rule, highlighting the ways in which colonialism and post-colonialism can impact individual agency and self-determination. The novel emphasizes the importance of personal agency in shaping individual and collective identity, and the role of empathy and understanding in promoting human connection and healing. Garcia Marquez's writing is also notable for its exploration of the relationship between reality and imagination. In The Story of a Shipwrecked Sailor, Garcia Marquez depicts the harrowing tale of a sailor who is left stranded at sea, highlighting the power of imagination and storytelling in shaping personal and cultural identity. The novel also emphasizes the importance of confronting difficult truths in order to heal and grow. In addition to his writing, Garcia Marquez was also a respected environmentalist and social activist. He was known for his commitment to protecting the environment and advocating for marginalized communities, and used his platform to promote empathy and understanding in the face of social and cultural challenges. Despite facing significant challenges and opposition throughout his career, Garcia Marquez's impact on literature, cultural discourse, and social justice has been profound. His writing has inspired countless individuals and movements, and has helped to shift the discourse surrounding issues such as colonialism, imagination, and the complexities of the human experience. Garcia Marquez's advocacy work serves as a powerful example of the importance of using one's platform to effect positive change in the world. Looking to the future, it is clear that Garcia Marquez's impact on literature, cultural discourse, and social justice will continue to be felt for generations to come. His writing will continue to inspire and challenge readers, and his advocacy work will continue to make a positive impact on the world. Garcia Marquez is a true intellectual and cultural icon, whose contributions to the arts, education, and social justice have shaped our understanding of the world and our place in it. Tiek Tuc Va Kong Trung Lap. Another significant aspect of Gabriel Garcia Marquez's writing is his exploration of the impact of time on personal and cultural identity. In Chronicle of a Death Foretold, Garcia Marquez depicts the aftermath of a murder in a small Colombian town, highlighting the ways in which the passage of time can impact personal and cultural memory. The novel emphasizes the importance of confronting difficult truths and the role of memory in shaping personal and cultural identity. Garcia Marquez's writing also explores the impact of social hierarchies on individual agency and self-determination. In An Evil Hour, Garcia Marquez depicts the struggles of a small town in Colombia as they navigate the complex and often oppressive nature of societal norms and expectations. The novel emphasizes the importance of personal agency in shaping individual and collective identity, and the power of resistance and solidarity in the face of oppressive power dynamics. Classical poets and their works. Classic poetry is a rich and diverse field that spans centuries and cultures. From the ancient Greeks to the modern era, poets have used language to explore the human experience and express the beauty, pain, and complexity of life. In this article, we will explore some of the most influential poets and their works. One of the most famous poets in history is William Shakespeare. While he is best known for his plays, Shakespeare also wrote many sonnets that are considered some of the most beautiful and timeless poems in the English language. In particular, his Sonnet 18, commonly known as Shall I Compare Thee to a Summer's Day?, is a tribute to the beauty and power of love, and has been recited and quoted countless times over the centuries. Another influential poet is John Keats, who is known for his exploration of the beauty and transience of life. In particular, his Ode to a Nightingale is a celebration of the power of imagination and the beauty of nature. The poem is notable for its rich and evocative language, which captures the essence of the nightingale song and the emotions it inspires. Emily Dickinson is another groundbreaking poet whose work has had a lasting impact on the field of poetry. Her unique style, characterized by an economy of words and unconventional punctuation, has made her one of the most distinctive voices in American literature. In particular, her poem Because I Could Not Stop for Death is a haunting exploration of the inevitability of death and the passage of time. Pablo Neruda is another influential poet whose work has had a significant impact on the field of poetry. Neruda is known for his passionate and sensual love poetry, as well as his exploration of political and social issues. In particular, his 20 love poems and A Song of Despair is a collection of love poems that explore the complexities of desire and the pain of lost love. Maya Angelou is another influential poet whose work has had a significant impact on the field of poetry. Angelou's poetry explores themes of race, gender, and identity, and her work has been widely celebrated for its power and beauty. In particular, her poem Still I Rise is a powerful tribute to the resilience and strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. The works of these and other classic poets continue to inspire and challenge readers, and have helped to shape the field of poetry as we know it today. From Shakespeare's timeless sonnets to Neruda's passionate love poetry, these works continue to resonate with readers and provide insight into the human experience. Looking to the future, it is clear that the impact of classic poetry will continue to be felt for generations to come. As new poets emerge and new voices are heard, the field of poetry will continue to evolve and grow. But the works of these classic poets will remain a testament to the power and beauty of language and the enduring nature of the human experience. One of the most influential poets of the Romantic era is William Wordsworth. Wordsworth's poetry is characterized by his celebration of nature and his exploration of the relationship between nature and the human experience. In particular, his poem I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud commonly known as daffodils, is a vivid and evocative depiction of the beauty and power of nature, and has been celebrated for its ability to capture the essence of a moment and the emotions it inspires. Another influential poet of the Romantic era is Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Coleridge's poetry is notable for its exploration of the supernatural and the mysterious, and his poem Kubla Khan is a haunting and evocative exploration of the power of the imagination. The poem is notable for its rich and vivid language, which captures the essence of the dreamlike landscape and the emotions it inspires. Walt Whitman is another influential poet whose work has had a significant impact on the field of poetry. Whitman is known for his celebration of democracy and his exploration of the beauty and complexity of the human experience. In particular, his poem Song of Myself is a celebration of individuality and the power of the human spirit, and has been celebrated for its ability to capture the essence of the American experience. T.S. Eliot is another influential poet whose work has had a significant impact on the field of poetry. Eliot's poetry is characterized by his exploration of the fragmentation and alienation of modern life, and his poem The Waste Land is a powerful and haunting exploration of the despair and disillusionment of the modern era. The poem is notable for its complex and elusive language, which captures the essence of the fragmented and alienated modern experience. Sylvia Plath is another influential poet whose work has had a significant impact on the field of poetry. Plath's poetry is characterized by her exploration of the complexities of the human experience and her powerful and evocative language. In particular, her poem Daddy is a haunting and visceral exploration of the complexities of family relationships and the pain and trauma that can result from them. The works of these and other classic poets continue to inspire and challenge readers, and have helped to shape the field of poetry as we know it today. From Wordsworth's celebration of nature to Eliot's exploration of modern alienation, these works continue to provide insight into the human experience and the complexities of the world around us. Looking to the future, it is clear that the impact of classic poetry will continue to be felt for generations to come. As new poets emerge and new voices are heard, the field of poetry will continue to evolve and grow. But the works of these classic poets will remain a testament to the power and beauty of language and the enduring nature of the human experience. Another influential poet is Langston Hughes, who is known for his exploration of the African American experience and his use of jazz and blues rhythms in his poetry. Hughes' poetry celebrates the beauty and resilience of African American culture, while also addressing the injustices and inequalities faced by African Americans in the United States. In particular, his poem I, Too is a powerful and uplifting tribute to the strength and dignity of African Americans in the face of adversity. W.H. Auden is another influential poet whose work has had a significant impact on the field of poetry. Auden's poetry is characterized by his exploration of the human condition and his use of rich and evocative language. In particular, his poem September 1, 1939 is a haunting and prophetic exploration of the political and social upheavals of the 20th century. Robert Frost is another influential poet whose work has had a significant impact on the field of poetry. Frost's poetry is characterized by his celebration of nature and his exploration of the complexities of the human experience. In particular, his poem The Road Not Taken is a powerful and evocative exploration of the choices we make in life and the paths we take. Seamus Heaney is another influential poet whose work has had a significant impact on the field of poetry. Heaney's poetry is characterized by his exploration of Irish history and culture, as well as his use of rich and evocative language. In particular, his poem Digging is a powerful and evocative exploration of the relationship between the past and the present, and the importance of tradition and culture in shaping our identities. The development of literary genres in history. The development of literature as a genre has been a gradual process that spans centuries and cultures. From the earliest forms of oral storytelling to the modern novel, literature has served as a means of expression and a reflection of the human experience. In this article, we will explore the evolution of literature throughout history. One of the earliest forms of literature is epic poetry. Epic poetry originated in ancient Greece and was characterized by its grand scale and heroic subject matter. The most famous example of epic poetry is Homer's Iliad and Odyssey, which recount the adventures of heroes such as Achilles and Odysseus. Another important form of literature is drama. Drama originated in ancient Greece and was characterized by its focus on human emotion and conflict. The most famous examples of ancient Greek drama are the plays of Sophocles, such as Oedipus Rex and Antigone, which explore themes of fate, free will, and the complexities of human relationships. During the medieval period, literature began to take on a more religious tone. The most famous example of medieval literature is the epic poem Beowulf, which recounts the exploits of a hero who battles monsters and dragons. Other notable works of medieval literature include the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri, which explores the nature of sin and redemption, and the Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer, which offers a vivid and colorful depiction of medieval life. The Renaissance period saw a resurgence of interest in the classics, and literature began to take on a more secular tone. The most famous works of Renaissance literature are the plays of William Shakespeare, which explore themes of love, power, and the complexities of the human experience. Shakespeare's plays, such as Hamlet and Macbeth, are celebrated for their rich and evocative language, and have had a significant impact on the development of the English language. The Enlightenment period saw a shift towards more rational and scientific forms of literature. The most famous works of Enlightenment literature are the essays of writers such as John Locke and Voltaire, which explore themes of reason, skepticism, and the nature of knowledge. The Enlightenment also saw the development of the novel as a distinct literary form, with notable works such as Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe and Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. The 20th century saw a rapid expansion of literary forms and styles, with writers experimenting with new forms of expression and challenging traditional literary conventions. The most influential writers of the 20th century include James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, and Ernest Hemingway, who each developed unique and distinctive styles of writing. Joyce's Ulysses is celebrated for its complex and elusive language, while Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway is notable for its exploration of the inner lives of characters. Looking to the future, it is clear that the development of literature will continue to evolve and grow. As new writers emerge and new forms of expression are developed, literature will continue to reflect the complexities of the human experience and provide insight into the world around us. Tiek Tuc Va Kong Trung Lap. As we move into the 21st century, new forms of literature are emerging and traditional forms are being reimagined. The rise of technology has led to the development of digital literature, which includes forms such as hypertext fiction, interactive fiction, and electronic literature. These new forms of literature challenge traditional notions of authorship, narrative structure, and the role of the reader. In addition, there has been a growing interest in diverse voices and stories. Writers from marginalized communities, such as people of color, LGBTQ+ individuals, and those with disabilities, are gaining greater visibility and recognition in the literary world. This has led to a greater diversity of perspectives and stories being represented in literature, which in turn contributes to a more inclusive and representative literary landscape. The emergence of new forms of literature and the expansion of diverse voices and stories demonstrate that the development of literature is an ongoing and dynamic process. Literature continues to evolve and adapt to the changing world around us, and its significance and relevance to the human experience remain as strong as ever. Looking to the future, it is clear that literature will continue to play a vital role in shaping our understanding of the world and the human experience. As new forms of literature emerge and new voices are heard, the literary landscape will continue to expand and evolve, providing a rich and diverse tapestry of stories and perspectives for generations to come. One of the recent trends in literature is the rise of young adult fiction. Young adult fiction has become a hugely popular genre in recent years, and it is characterized by its focus on the experiences of teenagers and young adults. The genre tackles a wide range of topics, including romance, coming of age, mental health, and social justice. The popularity of young adult fiction has led to the emergence of new writers and new voices, with many young adult authors becoming bestsellers and literary stars. Another trend in literature is the growing interest in nonfiction. Nonfiction books, including memoirs, biographies, and histories, have become increasingly popular in recent years. Part of the appeal of nonfiction is its ability to offer readers a glimpse into the lives and experiences of real people, as well as its ability to provide insight into historical events and social issues. Nonfiction has also become a popular form of entertainment, with many books being adapted into movies, TV shows, and podcasts. Finally, there has been a growing interest in hybrid forms of literature, which blur the boundaries between different genres and forms. Hybrid forms of literature can include elements of poetry, fiction, nonfiction, and drama, and they often experiment with narrative structure and language. These hybrid forms of literature challenge traditional notions of genre and form, and they offer readers new and exciting ways of experiencing and engaging with literature. Looking to the future, it is clear that the development of literature will continue to evolve and expand. The emergence of new genres, new voices, and new forms of literature demonstrate that literature is a dynamic and constantly evolving art form that reflects the world around us. As we move into the future, the development of new technologies and new media will undoubtedly have an impact on the way we create, consume, and experience literature. In recent years, there has been a growing interest in the intersection of literature and social media. With the rise of platforms like Twitter and Instagram, writers have been able to share their work with a wider audience and connect with readers in new and exciting ways. Social media has also become a platform for literary activism, with writers using their platforms to speak out on social and political issues. Another trend in literature is the growing attention to climate change and the environment. Climate change has become one of the most urgent issues facing our planet, and writers have begun to explore its impact on the natural world and on human society. Climate fiction, or cli-fi, has emerged as a subgenre of science fiction and explores the social, political, and environmental consequences of climate change. Furthermore, there has been a growing interest in translations and world literature. The translation of books from other languages has become increasingly important in recent years, as readers seek out new and diverse perspectives. World literature, which includes literature from regions beyond the Western canon, has gained greater attention and recognition in recent years.
Cultural and psychological values expressed in literature. Culture and psychology are two important aspects of human experience that have been explored and examined in literature throughout history. Literature is a reflection of the society and culture in which it is produced, and it provides insight into the values, beliefs, and attitudes that shape the human experience. In this article, we will explore the cultural and psychological values that are expressed in literature. One of the cultural values that is often expressed in literature is the importance of family and community. Many works of literature explore the relationships between family members and the bonds that hold communities together. For example, in To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, the importance of family and community is demonstrated through the character of Atticus Finch, who teaches his children the values of respect, empathy, and compassion. Another cultural value that is expressed in literature is the importance of tradition and heritage. Many works of literature explore the ways in which tradition and heritage shape our identities and influence the way we view the world. For example, in Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe, the importance of tradition and heritage is demonstrated through the character of Okonkwo, who struggles to reconcile his traditional values with the changing world around him. In addition to cultural values, literature also explores psychological values and themes. One of the most common psychological values that is explored in literature is the search for meaning and purpose. Many works of literature explore the existential questions that we all face, such as the purpose of life and the nature of existence. For example, in The Stranger by Albert Camus, the character of Morsault struggles with the absurdity of life and the meaninglessness of existence. Another psychological value that is explored in literature is the importance of self-discovery and personal growth. Many works of literature explore the ways in which we change and grow over time, and the challenges that we face in the process. For example, in The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, the character of Holden Caulfield undergoes a journey of self-discovery as he navigates the challenges of adolescence and tries to find his place in the world. Looking to the future, it is clear that literature will continue to explore and express cultural and psychological values. As the world becomes increasingly complex and diverse, literature will continue to provide a window into the human experience and the values that shape our lives. Another psychological value that is often explored in literature is the nature of human relationships. Literature often examines the complexities and nuances of human relationships, including family relationships, romantic relationships, and friendships. For example, in Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, the characters navigate the challenges of social status, pride, and prejudice as they try to form meaningful relationships. In addition to examining human relationships, literature often explores the nature of power and its impact on individuals and societies. Many works of literature examine the ways in which power is wielded and how it can corrupt those who hold it. For example, in Animal Farm by George Orwell, the pigs that lead the animal rebellion become corrupted by power and end up becoming as oppressive as the humans they overthrew. Another cultural value that is often explored in literature is the importance of social justice and equality. Many works of literature examine the ways in which social injustice and inequality affect individuals and communities, and the struggle for social justice and equality. For example, in The Color Purple by Alice Walker, the character of Celie struggles against the racism and sexism she faces as a black woman in the American South. Finally, literature often explores the role of the individual in society and the tension between individualism and collectivism. Many works of literature examine the ways in which individuals navigate the expectations and norms of society, and the tension between the desire for individual freedom and the need for social cohesion. For example, in The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, the character of Jay Gatsby embodies the tension between individualism and collectivism as he tries to pursue his own dreams while navigating the social norms of the wealthy elite. Looking to the future, it is clear that literature will continue to explore and express cultural and psychological values. As society and culture continue to evolve, literature will continue to provide a lens through which we can understand the human experience and the values that shape our lives. Another cultural value that is often expressed in literature is the importance of education and intellectual growth. Many works of literature explore the transformative power of education, and the ways in which it can shape our identities and influence the world around us. For example, in the autobiography of Malcolm X by Alex Haley, the character of Malcolm X undergoes a profound transformation as he discovers the power of education and intellectual growth. In addition to exploring the transformative power of education, literature often examines the impact of historical events and social movements on individuals and communities. Many works of literature explore the ways in which historical events, such as wars or revolutions, shape the lives of individuals and communities, and the ways in which social movements, such as the civil rights movement, have brought about social change. For example, in Beloved by Toni Morrison, the character of Seta grapples with the trauma of slavery and the impact it has had on her life and relationships. Another psychological value that is explored in literature is the nature of human identity and the ways in which it is shaped by personal experiences and social factors. Many works of literature examine the complexities and nuances of human identity, including issues of race, ethnicity, gender, and sexuality. For example, in The Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan, the characters navigate the challenges of balancing their Chinese heritage with their American identities, and the ways in which their identities shape their relationships with their mothers and daughters. Finally, literature often explores the role of art and creativity in human experience. Many works of literature examine the ways in which art and creativity can provide meaning and purpose in life, and the ways in which they can be used as tools for social change. For example, in The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, the character of Dorian Gray becomes obsessed with beauty and art, and ultimately loses himself in his pursuit of aesthetic pleasure. Looking to the future, it is clear that literature will continue to explore and express cultural and psychological values. As society and culture continue to evolve, literature will continue to provide a lens through which we can understand the human experience and the values that shape our lives. Another cultural value that is often expressed in literature is the importance of spirituality and faith. Many works of literature explore the nature of spirituality and the role that faith plays in human experience. For example, in The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky, the characters grapple with issues of faith and morality as they navigate the complexities of their relationships with one another. In addition to exploring the role of spirituality and faith, literature often examines the impact of social and economic inequality on individuals and communities. Many works of literature explore the ways in which social and economic inequality shape the lives of individuals and communities, and the ways in which they can be overcome. For example, in The Grapes of Wrath by John Steinbeck, the characters struggle to survive during the Great Depression and the Dust Bowl, and must rely on their own resilience and solidarity to overcome the challenges they face. How to read, understand and analyze literary works. Reading and analyzing literature is an important skill that can help us better understand the world around us and the human experience. However, many people struggle with reading comprehension and analysis, and may feel intimidated by the complex language and themes found in literature. In this article, we will explore some strategies for reading and analyzing literature, and how they can help us gain a deeper understanding of the works we read. The first step in reading and analyzing literature is to approach the text with an open and curious mind. Rather than feeling intimidated by the language or themes, try to approach the text with a sense of wonder and exploration. Ask yourself questions about the characters, themes, and motifs, and try to make connections between different elements of the text. Another important strategy for reading and analyzing literature is to pay attention to the language and style of the text. Literature is often characterized by complex language and figurative language, such as metaphors and similes, that can add depth and meaning to the text. Pay attention to the language and style of the text, and try to identify patterns and motifs that are repeated throughout the work. In addition to paying attention to the language and style of the text, it is also important to consider the historical and cultural context in which the work was written. Many works of literature reflect the social and cultural values of the time period in which they were written. And understanding the historical context can help us better understand the themes and ideas of the work. For example, understanding the social and political climate of the 1960s can help us better understand the themes of civil rights and social justice in works such as To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Another strategy for reading and analyzing literature is to pay attention to the characters and their motivations. Characters are often the driving force behind the narrative, and understanding their motivations and desires can help us better understand the themes and ideas of the work. Ask yourself questions about the characters' actions and motivations, and try to identify the conflicts and tensions that arise between them. Finally, it is important to consider the larger themes and ideas presented in the work. Literature often explores complex and universal themes such as love, death, and the search for meaning and purpose. Consider how these themes are explored in the work, and how they relate to your own experiences and understanding of the world. Another key strategy for reading and analyzing literature is to pay attention to the author's use of symbolism and imagery. Symbolism and imagery are powerful tools that can be used to convey deeper meaning and themes within a work of literature. Pay attention to recurring symbols and images throughout the text and try to identify what they might represent in the larger context of the work. It is also important to consider the structure and form of the work. Literature can take many different forms, such as novels, poems, or plays, and each form has its own unique characteristics and conventions. Pay attention to the structure and form of the work, and consider how it contributes to the overall meaning and themes of the work. Another strategy for reading and analyzing literature is to consider the perspective and point of view of the narrator or characters. Literature is often told from a particular perspective, whether it be first person, third person omniscient, or a combination of perspectives. Pay attention to the perspective and point of view of the narrator or characters, and consider how it shapes our understanding of the events and themes of the work. Finally, it is important to engage with the work on a personal level. Literature is a deeply personal and subjective experience, and each reader will bring their own unique perspectives and experiences to the text. Consider how the work resonates with your own experiences and understanding of the world, and how it might challenge or reinforce your beliefs and values. Another important strategy for reading and analyzing literature is to consider the literary devices used by the author. Literary devices, such as foreshadowing, irony, and allusion, can add depth and complexity to a work of literature. Pay attention to the literary devices used by the author, and consider how they contribute to the overall meaning and themes of the work. It is also important to consider the tone and mood of the work. Tone and mood are often conveyed through the language and style of the text, and can have a powerful impact on the reader's experience of the work. Pay attention to the tone and mood of the work, and consider how they shape our understanding of the events and themes of the work. Another strategy for reading and analyzing literature is to consider the intertextual connections between the work and other works of literature. Literature is often in conversation with other works, and understanding these connections can add depth and richness to our understanding of the work. Consider how the work is influenced by other works, and how it might in turn influence other works in the future. Finally, it is important to engage with the work on both an intellectual and emotional level. Literature has the ability to evoke powerful emotions and to challenge our assumptions and beliefs. Engage with the work on an emotional level, and consider how it makes you feel and what emotions it evokes. At the same time, engage with the work on an intellectual level, and consider how it challenges or reinforces your beliefs and values. Another strategy for reading and analyzing literature is to consider the social and cultural context in which the work was created. Literature is often a product of its time and place, and understanding the social and cultural context can provide valuable insights into the themes and ideas of the work. Consider the historical and political events, as well as the social and cultural norms and expectations of the time period in which the work was created, and how they might have influenced the author's perspective and the themes of the work. It is also important to consider the intended audience of the work. Literature is often created with a specific audience in mind, and understanding the intended audience can provide valuable insights into the themes and ideas of the work. Consider the age, gender, social class, and other demographic factors of the intended audience, and how they might have influenced the author's perspective and the themes of the work. Another strategy for reading and analyzing literature is to consider the reception and interpretation of the work over time. Literature is often subject to multiple interpretations and can be read in different ways by different readers. Consider the critical and popular reception of the work over time, and how it has been interpreted by different readers and critics. This can provide valuable insights into the themes and ideas of the work, as well as the evolving cultural and social values and attitudes towards the work over time. Finally, it is important to approach the work with an open and curious mind, and to be willing to engage with the work on its own terms. Literature can be challenging and complex, but it can also be deeply rewarding and illuminating. Approach the work with a sense of wonder and exploration, and be willing to engage with the language, characters, themes, and ideas of the work on their own terms. Another important strategy for reading and analyzing literature is to consider the author's use of character development.
The influence of literature on society and culture. Literature has the power to shape and influence society and culture in profound ways. Through its exploration of themes, ideas, and human experience, literature can challenge our assumptions and beliefs and provide new perspectives on the world. In this article, we will explore the ways in which literature can influence society and culture, and how it can shape our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. One of the ways in which literature can influence society and culture is by providing a platform for marginalized voices and perspectives. Literature has the power to give voice to those who have been historically silenced or marginalized, and to challenge dominant narratives and power structures. For example, the works of writers such as James Baldwin and Toni Morrison have been instrumental in highlighting the experiences of African Americans and challenging racist ideologies. Literature can also influence society and culture by shaping our understanding of history and the world around us. Many works of literature explore historical events and social movements, and provide insight into the complexities of human experience. For example, the works of writers such as Gabriel Garcia Marquez and Isabella Allende have been instrumental in highlighting the experiences of Latin American communities, and in shedding light on the legacies of colonialism and imperialism. In addition to its ability to give voice to marginalized perspectives, and to shape our understanding of history, literature can also influence society and culture by providing a platform for empathy and understanding. Literature has the power to evoke powerful emotions and to challenge our assumptions and beliefs, and can help us to develop empathy and understanding of others. For example, the works of writers such as Harper Lee and Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie have been instrumental in promoting empathy and understanding towards those who are different from us. Another way in which literature can influence society and culture is by providing a source of inspiration and hope. Literature can inspire us to imagine new possibilities for ourselves and for society, and can motivate us to work towards a better future. For example, the works of writers such as Maya Angelou and Alice Walker have been instrumental in promoting resilience and hope in the face of adversity. Finally, literature can influence society and culture by shaping our understanding of language and communication. Literature is a form of art, and as such, it can challenge our assumptions and beliefs about language and communication. For example, the works of writers such as James Joyce and Virginia Woolf have been instrumental in pushing the boundaries of language and communication, and in challenging traditional forms of narrative and storytelling. Another way in which literature can influence society and culture is by promoting critical thinking and intellectual curiosity. Literature can challenge us to question our assumptions and beliefs, and to engage with complex and nuanced ideas. For example, the works of writers such as Franz Kafka and Albert Camus have been instrumental in promoting existentialist thought and in challenging traditional notions of morality and meaning. Literature can also influence society and culture by promoting social and political change. Many works of literature explore social and political issues, and can inspire readers to take action towards a more just and equitable society. For example, the works of writers such as Upton Sinclair and Rachel Carson have been instrumental in promoting social and environmental activism. In addition to its ability to promote critical thinking and social change, literature can also influence society and culture by providing a source of entertainment and escape. Literature can transport us to different worlds and experiences, and can provide a much-needed respite from the stresses and pressures of everyday life. For example, the works of writers such as J.K. Rowling and J.R.R. Tolkien have been instrumental in inspiring a love of reading and promoting a sense of wonder and imagination. Finally, literature can influence society and culture by promoting cross-cultural understanding and dialogue. Literature can transcend cultural and linguistic barriers, and can provide a platform for dialogue and exchange between different communities and perspectives. For example, the works of writers such as Chinua Achebe and Arundhati Roy have been instrumental in promoting a greater understanding of African and South Asian cultures, respectively. Literature can also influence society and culture by providing a source of inspiration and guidance for personal growth and development. Many works of literature explore universal themes and human experiences, and can provide insight into the human condition. For example, the works of writers such as Leo Tolstoy and Fyodor Dostoevsky have been instrumental in promoting a deeper understanding of the complexities of human nature and in inspiring personal growth and self-reflection. Literature can also influence society and culture by providing a platform for cultural and linguistic preservation. Literature can help to preserve and celebrate cultural traditions and languages, and can provide a window into the values and beliefs of different communities. For example, the works of writers such as Gabriel Mistral and Octavio Paz have been instrumental in promoting a greater understanding and appreciation of Latin American culture and language. In addition to its ability to inspire personal growth and cultural preservation, literature can also influence society and culture by promoting a sense of community and shared experience. Literature can bring people together around common themes and ideas, and can help to foster a sense of belonging and connectedness. For example, the works of writers such as Maya Angelou and Langston Hughes have been instrumental in promoting a sense of community and shared experience among African Americans. Finally, literature can influence society and culture by promoting a sense of beauty and aesthetic appreciation. Literature is a form of art, and as such, can be appreciated for its aesthetic qualities and its ability to evoke emotion and sensory experience. For example, the works of writers such as William Shakespeare and Emily Dickinson have been instrumental in promoting a love of language and in inspiring a sense of beauty and wonder in readers. Another way in which literature can influence society and culture is by providing a platform for ethical and moral reflection. Literature can explore moral dilemmas and ethical questions, and can provide insight into the complexities of human behavior and decision-making. For example, the works of writers such as George Orwell and Aldous Huxley have been instrumental in promoting a deeper understanding of ethical and moral issues, and in inspiring readers to reflect on their own values and beliefs. Literature can also influence society and culture by promoting a sense of historical consciousness and memory. Literature can help to preserve and commemorate historical events and experiences, and can provide a means for remembering and honoring those who have been forgotten or silenced. For example, the works of writers such as Elie Wiesel and Primo Levi have been instrumental in promoting a greater understanding and remembrance of the Holocaust and its victims. In addition to its ability to promote ethical reflection and historical consciousness, literature can also influence society and culture by promoting a sense of environmental awareness and stewardship. Many works of literature explore the relationship between humans and the natural world, and can provide insight into the environmental challenges we face as a society. For example, The works of writers such as Rachel Carson and John Muir have been instrumental in promoting a greater understanding of the importance of environmental conservation and sustainability. Finally, literature can influence society and culture by promoting a sense of social and emotional intelligence.
Changes in modern literature. The world of literature is constantly evolving, and the past few decades have seen significant changes and shifts in the landscape of modern literature. In this article, we will explore some of the key changes and trends in modern literature, and consider how they reflect the changing cultural and social landscape of our times. One of the most significant changes in modern literature has been the rise of diverse and inclusive voices. In recent years, there has been a growing recognition of the importance of representing a diverse range of perspectives and experiences in literature. This has led to a greater emphasis on works by writers from marginalized communities, and a greater willingness to explore themes related to race, gender, sexuality, and identity. For example, the works of writers such as Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie and Ta-Nehisi Coates have been instrumental in promoting a greater understanding and appreciation of the experiences of African Americans and other marginalized groups. Another change in modern literature has been the rise of experimental and unconventional forms of storytelling. Many writers are now pushing the boundaries of traditional narrative structures, and are exploring new and innovative ways of telling stories. This has led to the emergence of new genres and subgenres, such as autofiction, graphic novels, and hybrid forms of storytelling. For example, the works of writers such as David Mitchell and Marjane Satrapi have been instrumental in exploring new forms of storytelling and challenging traditional narrative conventions. In addition to the rise of diverse voices and experimental forms of storytelling, modern literature has also seen a growing emphasis on the importance of social and political engagement. Many writers are now exploring themes related to social justice, environmentalism, and political activism, and are using their platform to promote social change. This has led to a greater awareness of the role that literature can play in promoting social and political transformation. For example, the works of writers such as Naomi Klein and Arundhati Roy have been instrumental in promoting a greater awareness of environmental and social justice issues. Another change in modern literature has been the growing influence of technology and digital media. With the rise of e-books, audiobooks, and online publishing platforms, writers now have more opportunities than ever to reach readers around the world. This has led to a greater democratization of literature, and has made it easier for writers from diverse backgrounds to publish and promote their work. However, this has also led to concerns about the impact of technology on the traditional publishing industry, and on the quality of writing and literary culture as a whole. Finally, modern literature has seen a growing emphasis on the importance of translation and international exchange. Many writers are now exploring themes that transcend national borders and cultural boundaries, and are seeking to share their work with readers around the world. This has led to a greater interest in translation and the importance of promoting cultural exchange and understanding. For example, the works of writers such as Haruki Murakami and Elena Ferrante have been instrumental in promoting a greater understanding and appreciation of international literature. Another change in modern literature has been the growing emphasis on the importance of memoir and personal narrative. Many writers are now exploring their own personal experiences and using their own stories to shed light on larger social and cultural issues. This has led to a greater interest in memoir and the power of personal storytelling to promote empathy and understanding. For example, the works of writers such as Roxane Gay and Cheryl Strayed have been instrumental in promoting a greater understanding of issues related to gender, sexuality, and identity. Another trend in modern literature has been the growing popularity of genre blending and cross-genre experimentation. Many writers are now combining elements of different genres to create new and unique forms of storytelling. This has led to the emergence of new subgenres, such as speculative fiction, eco-fiction, and crime fiction with social and political themes. For example, the works of writers such as Jeff Vandermeer and Angela Carter have been instrumental in exploring the possibilities of genre blending and cross-genre experimentation. In addition to the emphasis on memoir and genre blending, modern literature has also seen a growing interest in the intersection between literature and other art forms. Many writers are now collaborating with artists from other disciplines, such as visual artists, musicians, and filmmakers, to create multimedia works of art. This has led to a greater appreciation of the possibilities of interdisciplinary art and the importance of collaboration in the creative process. For example, the works of writers such as Claudia Rankine and Teju Cole have been instrumental in exploring the intersection between literature and visual art. Finally, modern literature has seen a growing emphasis on the importance of accessibility and outreach. Many writers are now using their platform to promote literacy and to encourage young people to engage with literature. This has led to a greater emphasis on outreach programs and initiatives that aim to promote reading and literacy among underprivileged communities. For example, the works of writers such as Jacqueline Woodson and Jason Reynolds have been instrumental in promoting literacy and encouraging young people to engage with literature. Another trend in modern literature has been the growing emphasis on the importance of representation and diversity in publishing. Many writers, publishers, and readers are now advocating for greater representation of marginalized voices in literature, and are pushing for greater diversity in publishing and book marketing. This has led to a greater awareness of the importance of diversity and representation in literature, and has created new opportunities for writers from diverse backgrounds. For example, the works of writers such as Angie Thomas and Tommy Orange have been instrumental in promoting greater representation and diversity in literature. Another change in modern literature has been the growing interest in the role of literature in promoting mental health and well-being. Many writers are now exploring themes related to mental illness, trauma, and recovery, and are using their work to promote greater understanding and empathy towards those who struggle with mental health issues. This has led to a greater appreciation of the therapeutic potential of literature, and has created new opportunities for writers to explore the connection between literature and mental health. For example, the works of writers such as Matt Haig and Celeste Ng have been instrumental in promoting greater awareness and understanding of mental health issues. In addition to the emphasis on representation and mental health, modern literature has also seen a growing interest in the role of literature in promoting social and cultural change. Many writers are now using their platform to promote activism and social justice, and are using their work to inspire readers to take action towards a more just and equitable society. This has led to a greater awareness of the potential of literature to promote social and cultural change, and has created new opportunities for writers to engage with social and political issues in their work. For example, the works of writers such as Margaret Atwood and Roxane Gay have been instrumental in inspiring activism and promoting social change. Finally, modern literature has seen a growing emphasis on the importance of community and collaboration in the creative process. Many writers are now collaborating with other writers, editors, and readers to create new and innovative forms of storytelling, and are using their work to build new communities and connections. This has led to a greater appreciation of the importance of collaboration and community in the creative process, and has created new opportunities for writers to connect with others and to share their work with a wider audience. This has led to a greater appreciation of the importance of collaboration and community in the creative process, and has created new opportunities for writers to connect with others and to share their work with a wider audience. For example, the works of writers such as Zadie Smith and Junot Diaz have been instrumental in promoting collaboration and community in the creative process.